Hey everybody, it's John here. I just want to do a gear review of all the things I'm taking to Philmont Scout Reservation with me in October for the fall autumn adventure. There are 15 of us going from the Shenandoah Area Council, and we've been preparing hard to go and looking forward to the trek, and it's going to be exciting, and I want to share with you a little bit today about some of the gear I'm taking. Right now my base weight is about 23.5 pounds. And that's just about as low as I can get it, and that doesn't include food and water. So first let's start with the backpack. My pack is the Osprey Zenith 88. It is a heavy pack. Empty, it weighs in at about 5 pounds 6 ounces, but it has a lot of nice features I really like. It's got the big brain up top that can come off as a day pack. It's got its own straps and stuff in there. 2 zipper compartments in there, lots of storage on the outside, a big pouch here, large deep pockets on the side for anything you want to store there. It's got the sleeping bag case and kit in the bottom, a sleeping bag compartment in the bottom, and right now I've got my tent in there, and we'll go over the tent here in a little bit, and a place to carry your butt pad, so you have something to sit on when you're out in the field. So that's the pack in a nutshell. It is a little bit heavy. I don't know that I would carry it on something as strenuous as a through hike or even a long section hike, but for a week out in Philmont, it'll be fine. It's comfortable. I love the pack. It's good quality, and Osprey stands by everything they do. I did add these water bottle holders this spring. Actually earlier this summer, before I went to Grayson Highlands for a weekend with my kids. These are from Justin UL. He makes them and ships them out, and they're fantastic. You can get them to hold a smart water bottle size 700 milliliters or the 1 liter bottles, and the ones I got hold the 1 liter bottle, which I'm taking to Philmont. The sleep system I'm using the Jack's Are Better 20-degree quilt. It is a Hudson River model. It is a 20-degree quilt. It weighs in at 23 ounces. They're high quality. I own an underquilt from Jack's Are Better, the Greylock 3. I also have a Shenandoah top quilt, a 40-degree quilt. I was just afraid in the high country in October that the 40-degree quilt would not be warm enough, so that's why I went with a 20-degree quilt. And again, it's only like 23 ounces. I was planning on carrying in a Sea to Summit stuff sack. I weighed this thing, it weighs 5 ounces. So it's gone. And I have ordered a stuff sack from Z-Packs, which weighs less than 1 ounce. I'll be sleeping on a pad, the Neo Air pad. It's under 1 pound. I think it's several inches when you inflate it. And I'm also using the Aeros pillow, inflatable pillow. So I want to be comfortable. We have to use tents at Philmont. We can't hammock camp, otherwise I'd be able to shave probably 3 pounds right there. My tent is heavy. It's over 3.5 pounds. It's the Kelty Late Start model, 1-person tent. It's really a nice tent, but if we could hammock camp, I could cut a lot of weight doing that. And then for sleeping at night, I have a smart wool base layer of long johns and a thermal top and smart wool socks. So these will stay clean, they'll stay in my quilt, and that's what I'll sleep in at night if it gets cold enough. If not, I'll have a set of clean clothes that I can just sleep in. Let's talk about the cook set a little bit. I'm taking this lightweight titanium pot. It weighs next to nothing with a lid. I am carrying extra Strike Anywhere matches and a Bic lighter. I won't be carrying a fuel canister to Philmont, but we'll be buying them once we get there. And this is primarily so that we can have hot chocolate or hot tea, hot coffee in the mornings when we get up, instead of firing up the big, like Whisper Light, white gas style stove. Let me show you this little stove that I got. This thing's amazing. A lot of through hikers use it, and it comes highly recommended. It is the BRS 3000. It weighs like 0.8 ounces, so it's really lightweight. It's titanium. The little arms just flip up to set your pot on. Real easy to use. They just pop into place. and then it screws onto your canister. And this thing weighs nothing. It takes up no space in your pack. It is phenomenal. I've only used it to play around in the backyard a little bit, but I'm looking forward to using it out on an actual week-long backpacking trip. And it comes with this neat little storage sack. And all of that fits right down in my cook set nicely. So it's all self-contained. I have a little case for the pot, so it all just goes in a pot in a case and stores right in my backpack quite nicely. I have a Sea to Summit collapsible bowl and cup that I'll be using to eat out of and drink out of, my hot liquids. And then I have the, I believe it's the Totes, or Tokes, titanium spork. My water system, of course I'm carrying two 1-liter smart water bottles. They fit nicely on the front pocket of that Osprey pack. Helps to offset the weight a little bit. And you know, water weighs like 2.2 pounds per liter, so it's heavy, but it's a consumable. And out there, you know, we'll probably go through quite a bit of water because it's a semi-arid environment. So I'll have two 1-liter smart water bottles, and then I'm going to carry maybe a 3-liter bladder from, it's also an Osprey bladder that just slides down in my backpack. So I'll be carrying between 4 and 5 liters of water pretty much all the time. For water filtration, I know that they give us iodine tablets to purify water. That's nasty. I'm not interested in that at all. However, I have the Sawyer Squeeze, which I like a lot. I used it on a couple trips this year already. It is fantastic. It weighs nothing, takes up no space. These will screw right onto the top of your water bottle. However, I'll put them on a dirty water bag and filter the water that way. And then I have a little water bottle that I saved and cut up just to use to scoop water out of a shallow pool if necessary. And then I also carry several clean water bags and one dirty water bag. So I can filter into clean bags and be all set for cooking and filling up bladders and things like that. And this whole thing it weighs nothing too. It's like less than 10 ounces for all of that. My clothes, I just got one extra pair of socks, underwear, an extra pair of really lightweight shorts for hiking in, and an extra pair of liner socks, the Wigwam liner socks, and an extra pair of Smart Wool regular hiking socks. And I have a long sleeve moisture wicking style shirt in case the temperatures do drop a little bit more and we need that extra layer of protection. My rain gear will be a Frog Tog jacket. I haven't decided for sure if I want to take the pants yet. It's possible that I'll take both in case, you know, we're getting into some rainy weather. Don't want to get my pants wet or anything like that. So I have the Frog Togs that I'm using for my rain gear. REI just had a great sale on the puffy jackets. I think it's the 650 fill, and they had them for under 50 bucks. Normally $100 and some for this jacket. Right now it's folded up into its left pocket, which is a storage thing it comes in, which is fantastic. I don't store my stuff like this because anything that's down, if it stays compressed, it loses its insulating capabilities. So for now and for this, I've just been practice hiking with my pack with all the stuff in it. So I've got it in storage mode right now, but it's a fantastic little jacket. I'm looking forward to trying it out. And also, you know, it could be chilly at night and in the morning, so I have a fleece hat and a pair of fleece gloves in there to keep me warm when we're up and about in the mornings or late in the evening. I have my ditty bag in here. It's just a little sewing kit. I've got some dental floss for heavy duty sewing, a little spool of thread, a couple needles. My 2 battery packs are in here for charging the phone. I intend to document and video the whole thing while we're out there and show our adventure, and looking forward to sharing that. My first aid kit right now is a little heavy. It's almost 8 ounces, but I have some nitrile gloves in there, a couple of triangular bandages, some cotton medical tape. I also have Leuko tape for blisters and things like that. There's a couple things in here I might be able to shave down. You know, my background's a paramedic, so I tend to want to take too much EMS type stuff. But at any rate, we're going to go through this stuff here in a week or two and figure out who's carrying what and what we may not need. The Leuko tape's kind of heavy, but man, that stuff is worth its weight in gold if you get blisters. Personal toiletries. I shaved my toothbrush down in half. chapstick, little thing of toothpaste. Doesn't weigh anything at all. Got a pair of tweezers, a small pocket knife, and some nail clippers in this little baggie, and it weighs less than 3 ounces. Or right at 3 ounces. A luxury item I'm taking that I may leave here, I'm not sure because it's £1.50, is a little Monarch backpacking chair. It's really comfortable. It's only got like 2 points that touch the ground and your legs are the third point. It takes a little balance to use it. I've set it up a few times. I like it a lot, but it's £1.50, so this may stay here. I'm not sure. And then the UltraPod 2 tripod that I'll be using to film trekking poles. I've got Trail Buddy trekking poles. Just bought these on Amazon. Nothing terribly fancy. I do like that they're the lockdown type instead of the barrel lock, because you can adjust them and tighten them, and they'll hold up really well. Got a couple rounds of Gorilla Tape on there, and I really like the cork handles because they absorb the sweat on your hands. Grayson Highlands back in July 4th weekend, we went down there. My other hiking poles were plastic, and my hand just stayed wet and felt like I wanted to develop a blister right in the thumb area. So I haven't had any problems with these. I really like them. They're great little trekking poles. I didn't weigh them. I'm not sure how heavy they are, but trekking poles are worth their weight in gold. I love them. A couple other things I'll be carrying is a map and compass. Right now my 2 Philmont maps for the north and southern region and the compass weigh in at 9.1 ounces. I may not need both of them. We don't know what trek we're doing yet. We don't know where we're going to be. So those things will maybe lighten up if I can leave one of the maps back at camp or whatever. The other thing I'm taking possibly is a trowel. I think if a few of us carry trowels, we don't all need to carry trowels. But in case you have to dig a cat hole out in the backcountry, you might need that. So that is basically my gear in a nutshell. We're really excited about going. We're about 3 weeks out now. Nothing fancy. It is heavier than what I like. As mentioned previously, Philmont does not allow you to hammock camp out there, so you have to backpack with a tent. You can use their tent, which is like 5.5 pounds, or you can bring your own. I'd really like to lighten the load and use like a Z-Pack duplex tent that weighs like, I think they're 17, 19 ounces, but they're $500, and I really can't justify that for a week-long trip because I am a hammock camper. I love hammocking, and any chance I get, I'm in a hammock. So I did invest in a nice Neo Air pad and stuff like that to help sleep well while we're out there on the ground, but otherwise, I don't sleep in a tent very often, so I'm really not going to invest in an expensive tent like that. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.